Part 1. White Clouds. Blue Sea Moon. The goddess's rite of rebirth. As the sun grows stronger and the nights grow ever shorter, the blue sea star returns to the sky once more. Believed to be the goddess's home, her followers look to the star and commence celebrations of her rebirth. On the grounds of Garrig Monastery, a grand ceremony is held in honor of this much-anticipated event. Every true follower of the Church of Seros is sure to be in attendance.
Thanks. Hey, Teach. I see you're as stony-faced as usual. I can't tell if you're feeling resigned or if you're just lost in thought. Or maybe you simply don't care about anything that's going on. Oh, sorry. I really didn't mean to be rude. I just find you fascinating. Actually, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. Can you spare some time? That's just the sort of attitude I'd expect from a new teacher. Speaking of, before you came here, you were a mercenary, right? Always getting your hands dirty on the battlefield and whatnot? It's a bit unusual that you suddenly decided to become a teacher one day. In any case, I've been meaning to ask, did your father teach you how to fight? I figured. Your father used to lead the knights, didn't he? And I hear he was a legendary mercenary as well. It must have been hard on your mother when you followed in your father's footsteps and became a mercenary too. I see. I'd suppose you grew up moving from battlefield to battlefield with your father then. You know, for someone who's right around the same age as me, you certainly have an unusual amount of composure. I guess it's only natural that you'd be different from young nobles who grew up in the lap of luxury. Well, even so, I am heir to House Regan, the leading family of the Alliance. But I didn't exactly grow up in luxury like most people of noble blood. Hey, maybe that's why you and I get along so well. Folks like us should stick together. As house leader, I'll do all I can to help you out. We can start by making time for more little chats like this. Okay, so our task this moon is to patrol and guard the monastery in support of the knights, who are busy trying to stop an assassination plot. Here's the thing. I don't think the bad guys are really trying to assassinate the Archbishop. Precisely. That secret note with the assassination plot on it, there's just no way that was real. People don't just carry around secret notes. Someone wanted us to find it.
You really think the assassination plot is just a distraction?
Oh yeah, that makes complete sense. But then, what are they really after?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be so worried. Let's see. It probably involves somewhere that will be empty during the Rite of Rebirth, yeah?
Since the ceremony is at the Goddess Tower, it follows that everywhere else at the Academy will be severely understaffed.
Do you think they're after the church's donation money? I hear noble families tend to donate quite generously.
My bet's on the dining hall. It's a treasure trove of delicious food. Makes me angry just thinking about them getting their grubby hands on it.
Let's split up and look around. I'll keep an eye on the reception hall.
You should get in some training if you have the time, Hilda. There's a good chance we'll have to fight.
Well, I'm not the only one who needs to train here. It's not right to single me out like that.
A secret meeting, Professor? Oh, we haven't been introduced. I am Shamir.
Shamir is one of the Knights of Seros, and that little go-getter there is...
I work for Lady Rhea, and I'm Shamir's apprentice. Oh, the name's Cyril. Yep, she's teaching me about the bow and the sword and all kinds of stuff. I've got to protect Lady Rhea, so that's why I've got to learn all I can from Shamir.
Cyril adores Rhea. That aside, if you need anything, ask.
Ah, shucks. I guess I did it.
I did pretty well.
A new path to tread.
Ah! Claude! Why didn't you say anything?
You were praying so fervently, I didn't want to interrupt.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I wasn't praying.
No? What then?
I was just thinking about the goddess.
Were you now? Fascinating. Please, go on.
Not here. Let's go somewhere else.
So, you were pondering the existence of the goddess then?
Yes. All right, consider this. The archives here have all kinds of texts about the goddess, right? But when people tell stories of the goddess, it's only myths and legends that glorify her.
They probably hope to rake in more followers by glorifying the goddess as much as possible. That would be why the church tends to quietly shove all of their more questionable records under some secret rug somewhere.
Claude, don't put words in my mouth. That's not what I said. I was just wondering what the goddess looks like. That's the kind of thing I like to think about.
What the goddess looks like? Well, I suppose if she really exists, she probably looks a lot like us. In fact, she probably wouldn't be so different from that old woman working here in the dining hall.
What? Claude, please stop. The goddess I imagine is absolutely beautiful.
How rude of you, Ignatz. I'm sure that old woman was lovely back in her day.
Hey, Leone, are you just getting back? Whoa, what's with the bag? It's huge!
Oh, this? I thought I'd get all my chores done at once. Guess it got a little out of hand. Sorry to be a pain, but could you help me out?
I'm happy to help. Where'd you go to get all this stuff?
Well, first it was just the cloth scraps from the tailor, and then it was the used oil from a restaurant in town. After that, it was the books the scholars didn't know what to do with. I mean, that was just on the way.
Whoa, it sounds like you did a lot of running around today.
It wasn't so bad. I just figured it would save time if I did it all in one trip.
You planned all that out? Impressive! What are you gonna do with all that stuff you got?
The scraps will be good for dishcloths, and I can make soap from the oil. The books are just to help with my studies.
You really can't let anything go to waste, can you?
Nope, can't stand the idea.
Who knew you were so thoughtful? I mean, with actual thinking ahead. You're so generous to everyone and always making me food. I never knew how much thought you must put into it.
I cook to relax, and it's nice seeing how enthusiastic you get about eating what I make. Whatever I give away is just the stuff that isn't useful to me. I pick up all sorts of things when I'm in town. Giving things like that to people who need them or who can actually use them makes sure they aren't wasted.
That makes sense. You've got to use up the stuff you've got after all. Hey, do you think you're like this because you didn't have much growing up?
I guess times were tough now that you mention it. The folks in my village definitely aren't rich. My dad had to go through a lot of trouble to get the recommendations I needed to attend the academy. That doesn't mean I've grown up to be stingy. It just means I don't like to squander. Anyway, enough of that. It's in poor taste to go on about your own hardships. I've always got time for a meal with a friend, and it so happens I picked up some choice meat today. Why don't we share it?
Now you're speaking my language. There we go. Time for a break.
Hey, Raphael, that's quite a load you've got there.
It was my turn to do the shopping again, but I might have overdone it.
Aren't those trips usually for food supplies? Why did you pick up a bunch of spears and gauntlets as well?
I was passing by the smithy, and the old man called me over. He said he was finished repairing the training weapons, so I grabbed them since I was already there.
I see. And those books?
I had just left the smithy when I ran into a merchant I recognized. He said he had some books that he brought for the library, so I took them off his hands.
Right. And that desk?
Oh, this? Can you believe someone threw this away? It only needs a little work and it'll be good as new. Someone around here was just saying that they needed a desk.
Of course. Now, this is just a friendly observation, but I see surprisingly little of the food supplies that we actually need.
Well, I worked up an appetite from carrying all this stuff, so I had a snack on my way back.
Raphael, I appreciate the thought, but you can't get so carried away with helping out like that. You helped us all right out of dinner. And now that I've seen your struggle, I have no choice but to join in this vicious cycle of charity. Here, I'll lend you a hand.
All of this stuff is pretty heavy. Are you sure you can handle it?
You insult me. And no, I can't. I'll only carry the books and offer my support as you handle the rest.
A hero's relic. Quite so. The stone within the sword. A glow of red. Oh, it is nothing.
What the?
Hey! Right now is, well, right now is okay, I guess. If you, wanna chat. A little. Hey, I get hungry sometimes. Like anyone else. What? Eating at night is bad for you? There's no way that's true. Wait, really?
Maybe. It would be terrible if the greenhouse was targeted. The plants in here are incredibly valuable. This place contains the heart of Garrick Mock's 995-year history. So many beautiful flowers, plants that can save or end lives. They are all my precious children.
Are we really just taking Claude's word for it? If so, I doubt anything will come of this. It is all probably just some sort of distasteful joke. I find it highly unlikely that anyone would be foolish enough to barge in here and cause a disturbance.
Okay? Professor, I hope you're well. As for me, I had a date with a splendid specimen of a knight. But now he's suddenly not in the mood to see me again. Professor, as for me, I blame all these rumors of a deathly figure showing up in town. Such an uproar must have, beyond reason, drawn his attention away from me.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. The goddess's Rite of Rebirth is this month, right? The monastery gates will be thrown wide open on that day. I'll be working as a guide. I hope I get to guide some lovely ladies around. Hey!
What do you require? Do you want to hire this?
Let's give it all we've got.
Farewell. What do you require? Farewell.
Welcome. This one? Thank you. 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 Please come again.
So...
I've heard talk of students wandering the monastery late at night. They wouldn't happen to be from your class, would they? Please keep your students in line, Professor. Kids these days.
Setting fire to the stables to distract everyone, to cause a commotion. It is the oldest trick in the book, but I cannot shake the thought that our enemies may attempt it. I will stand guard and watch over the stable, and the knight's horses. They are truly magnificent. Please, do me a favor.
Hey there.
Hello there.
I've been in town procuring some supplies for Flame. No. but do not concern yourself for my safety. I am very much stronger than I appear. I have something to ask of you.
I was thinking... Have you heard of the War of the Eagle and Lion? It was the battle that won the kingdom its independence from the Empire. Even the Church of Saros had no choice but to recognize the courage of Lug, the King of Lions, who emerged victorious. The Church awarded him a crown and the right to govern the Fargus region, backing him in his bid to found the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. In return, Lug agreed to make the Church of Saros the religion of his territory, and permitted them to publicly proselytize across the kingdom. In the 400 years since, the Church and the Kingdom have continued to maintain very close relations.
What?
Well?
Sounds fun! Let me show you my cooking talent. A little more secret spice, and... Hey! No peeking!
What's the matter? You're running all over creation. Ah, you don't believe Lady Rhea is the real target, do you? Even so, the Knights have their orders. We can't abandon our duty to guard Lady Rhea. The Goddess's Rite of Rebirth is an important event for the Church of Saros. They say it's the day when the Goddess will return to walk among us. Not too likely, if you ask me. Best if you keep that to yourself.
Something in the monastery that someone might go after? There's so much here, I couldn't possibly name just one. Even this here kitchen contains precious wares, wine bottles from centuries past and the like. I hear that stuff is fancy, but not very drinkable. I doubt anyone would go to the trouble of stealing it.
Have you heard? Rumor has it that Death himself has been appearing in Garreg Mach. They say he appears every night and kidnaps folks. I wonder what happens to them.
So sleepy. Too sleepy. I found an interesting book in the library. Got so caught up reading it, I forgot to sleep. Interesting discovery, though. The coffins of the 4 saints in the sanctum each have their crests carved into them. I'll need to find a way down there to get a look.
Reminds me.
Hi.
Hello there.
Lady Rhea lifts the spirits of all the people of Fodlan. We cannot allow her to come to any harm.
Right.
Hello. 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 I'm in charge of managing all records for the Golden Deer House. Oh, but I don't have any information of note right now. Go ahead and continue your investigation and put a little extra effort into it, please.
No classes on a festival day. I thought I'd get to spend all day relaxing in the company of some lovely ladies. But now this mess has happened. Hey, Professor, I know there's talk of an assassination attempt, but do you really think they'll do it on the day of the Rite of Rebirth? I feel like security would be there some other time. Is there some reason why it has to happen on that day?
Fighting to stop a murdering is my specialness. No, my specialty. I will show my best work.
Speaking of, can you imagine the Archbishop being murdered? I prefer not to consider such a gruesome scenario. Awfully calm, aren't you? I wonder what it takes to rile you up.
Well...
Impossible.
I have a thought. Have you visited the Goddess Tower? It's a sacred place used for rituals and the like. In general, students aren't allowed entry. But as you'd expect, that rule just excites their curiosity. Some have even tried sneaking in. Well, at least for this month, that kind of behavior is totally unthinkable. We have a lot more security, what with the Goddess's Rite of Rebirth coming up.
What? Huh?
Professor, I am afraid I have acted a bit childishly toward my brother recently. Given... Oh, it is only...
Here's an idea. On the day of the rite, the monastery will be open to the public. It's sealed with...
Professor...
May I say? I can't stop thinking about Lenato. I'm sorry, Professor. I know this isn't the time, but I just can't get past it. Thank you. No matter what happens, I promise you I'll do my part.
Hello there.
Let's see. The monastery's so big. How can we narrow down the list of possible targets? The only places I can think of are the vault and the library, and I guess that's it.
Hello.
Let's see. Excuse me, Professor? I just wanted to let you know that Lady Rhea is always real concerned with you. She expects great things, I think. Please don't let her down, okay? I hope you're not just saying that.
You'd best keep your distance. In this nervous state, I might just cut you down. Oh, come on, I'm only kidding.
I am grateful. Might you have come looking for me because you were worried about my safety? I'm quite all right, but your concern means a great deal.
Professor!
Unbelievable. What a terrifying story. However, an assassination attempt on Lady Rhea is doomed to fail. Pardon? You think the goal may be different than simple assassination? Intriguing. I suppose the priceless objects in this room could perhaps draw thieves. However, there's no one but me who could make use of them.
Hey, you.
Seems like donations to the monastery aren't actually kept here. That means the enemy isn't likely to be interested in money. We should turn our attention elsewhere. Then again, I guess some of the plants in the greenhouse could sell for a lot. But that can't really be it, can it?
all this talk of assassination plots. It brings back dark memories I prefer to keep buried. I doubt there is any correlation, and yet... it is nothing. I am sorry for allowing my mind to wander. My focus should be solely on guarding the monastery right now.
Professor, I hear you have fought alongside Catherine. I would wager that her power exceeded your expectations. Had you the chance to witness her relic? Thunderbrand, glowing red. That glow is a sure sign that her blood contains a crest that harmonizes with that hero's relic.
Hey, Professor. Oh, hey, Professor. I was just reading this letter from my father. Do you know him? He's a pretty big deal in the Empire. He only writes to ask how my training's going, or how many monsters I've killed. Stuff like that. Hey, I got a favor to ask.
A moment, please.
Do you know what this room is? It is the church's treasure vault. I say treasure, but I do not mean silver and gold and jewels. It mostly contains weapons, artifacts, and the like. Anything that would cause too great a stir, should it be stolen? No. The church knows better than to store anything too valuable in such an accessible location.
Professor?
Speaking of which, Professor Yuritsa seems very familiar to me, but I don't recognize his name. I guess the resemblance could be coincidental.
You're skilled. Why won't you battle me?
Lord Lenato's rebellion may have been quelled, but the unrest in Fargus isn't dying down anytime soon. The Boar Prince should hurry up and claim the throne, rather than letting old customs hold him back. I know nothing about it.
I bet the enemy is using this assassination nonsense just to sneak in and raid the pantry. What do you think, Professor? Oh, I'm right, all right. My animal instinct is telling me that the enemy is after our best meats.
Is it true you got caught in the fighting? I'm so thankful you made it out alive. I don't know what we would do if we lost you. Is it true?
Yeah.
Oh, have you been tasked with guarding the monastery as well? Such a stir over a single letter. But I suppose the Archbishop's safety is too important to risk.
The monks declined my offer of assistance. They said that no one from Dusker is to be trusted, especially now. Given the circumstances, I cannot fault them.
I see.
I don't know who's to blame for all this commotion, but it's frankly a huge inconvenience. With everyone stuck on guard duty, our study and training time has been drastically reduced. Yes, I understand that. But it doesn't change the fact that it's a royal pain.
It seems there were forces opposing the church, beyond Lord Lonato. I never thought such forces could exist in this world. I suppose that may be true.
To figure out our foe's intentions, we need information. Lots of it. Or any, at the least. For now, try going around the monastery and looking for suspicious locations. You should also try chatting folks up to see if they know anything. Once we've got things narrowed down, let's meet up and compare notes. Can I ask you a favor? We still don't have enough to go on, Teach. Let's try looking around a little more.
That boy who assists the Archbishop. Cyril, I believe? I hear he's originally from a foreign land to the east called Almyra. I know he's still only a child, but I do wonder about his true intentions.
There are numerous books in this library that you cannot find anywhere else. But once you are here, you can read them easily enough. I doubt someone would go to the trouble of stealing one. Sometimes Seteth will dispose of books that are deemed inappropriate for the monastery, but that's about it. In a way, I suppose that makes those particular volumes more valuable, right?
Professor.
Well done.
you have my thanks.
I still have much to learn.
Okay?
Are we really just taking... If so, I find it... Oh, most kind. Thank you for bringing this to me. I don't I don't... How kind of you.
I will have to repay you sometime.
I see. Thanks. That was a big help.
Something the church values above all else. And on the day of the rite, it'll be open to the public, making it easier than ever to get inside. That's gotta be it, right?
Bullseye.
We don't...
It seems there were... Yes, this is mine. Thank you for returning it.
Right. Oh, hey, Professor. Do you know he only writes... Yeah, that's definitely mine. You really saved me with this. I owe you one, Professor.
Okay? Hey, Professor, as for me, I blame all these rumors. Wherever did this turn up? Thank you for getting it back to me.
It is. I will stand guard and watch. Exactly what I hoped for. Oh, I was looking for this. Thank you so much.
Go ahead. Oh, you found it! Thank you so, so much. You're a sweetheart.
Hello there.
Have you in generals, but as you well, we have a lot. Oh, this is mine. I thought it had vanished. Thanks, I owe you.
You'd best... Oh, this is mine. Thanks. I'm glad to have it back.
Oh, I adore this.
You spend too much time roaming the monastery. If you're looking for something, try less aimless wandering. Do you even know who the enemy is? You can't know why without knowing who. It's none of my business anyway. I'm just here to take care of enemies who get too close.
Well, about 20 or so years ago, there was a big fire in Garreg Mach. On that day, Captain Geralt went missing. Everyone thought he was dead. It never occurred to me that he might actually have survived. The truly strange part is that in all those years, he hasn't changed a bit.
That reminds me. People seem to think that all the Knights of Seiros are equal, but that isn't quite so. There are many distinguishing ranks within the Order. For example, there are squires who are training to become knights, as well as full knights, like myself. Oh, and then we have the holy knights, such as Catherine. Those are the knights that can wield a hero's relic.
Listen, the goddess's home is in the sky. She lives on a bright and shining star. But in the spring, you can't see that star. That means she can't protect Fodlan. That's why we all celebrate the day when her star returns to the sky. That's the day of the Rite of Rebirth. See? See? I've been studying. I know just about everything.
That reminds me.
Well...
I learned a lot from this. I learned a lot from this. I learned a lot from this.
Maybe I've grown. That was nice. I think it's coming along. I can't believe it. Oh, I'll try to get the next one too. I can't believe it.
I think I got the hang of it. I think I got the hang. I think I got the hang. How's this gonna help? That was so helpful. Thanks. It was quite a challenge. I've got to keep working hard. I've got a grasp on this. Easier than I thought. Don't stop. Keep it coming. I've got to keep working hard. Professor, may I ask you something? Ah, gotcha. Professor.
Oh, settle down and stop with the knocking. I'll be there in 2 shakes. Oh, dear. Professor? Is that you? Just a moment. Oh, what should I do? I can't open the door in this state. Manuela, you simply must quit oversleeping. Hold on. Where are my clothes? I can't even find my... Where in blazes is my underwear? Oh, What is my dressing robe belt caught on? I can't tie this properly. It's not even covering... Oh, Manuela. This will have to do. I'm fine. Just Oh, just hold on a moment. Hello. Sorry to have kept you waiting. So, what do you want? Excuse me? You had a reason for coming here, I assume. I've put a lot of time and effort into making it possible to talk with you, you know. No, you've done nothing wrong. Let's just say I'm not having a good day. Actually, I didn't have a good night. Never mind. What did you want, anyway? You heard from him? The fellow from last night? Huh. What did he have to say? Yeah, figures. Kind of saw it coming, actually. That's why I came back to my room and went to bed. To get over it. Thank you for checking in on me. Was that all you wanted? Well then, good night.
There's someone who's slightly off. Oh well, that adds some color, I suppose.
Singing with others is a nice change of pace. Usually I do it when I'm alone.
I'm ever so grateful. With you, I can...
We'll be fine.
It's finished. It's starting to make sense.
Oh yeah! Getting the hang of it!